We are about to start. This is Robot Nuke. Now let's hear it for the man, the myth and the legend in his own head, Eric Nuke Hudson.
And I just realized from that AI thing that I did all that time ago, I'm wearing the same shirt right now as I was wearing for that AI. So, well, welcome to the show tonight. We're going to talk a little bit, of course, about the numbers. They don't officially come out for about a couple of more days, which means they're not going to come out until Monday, which means we're not going to have the official numbers. Right now, we're at the 99.9% solution, so we kind of know what's going on. Of course, I'm going to talk a little bit about, we got the candidates and all they're talking about. And we'll talk about, see how that may affect housing a little bit. I don't want to be political about it, but everybody's going to get political. So somebody's going to go, this person's going to do this and this. Let's just kind of stop that. But I already know it's not going to happen. So let's get into the nitty gritty and let's start looking at some numbers here. So I'm going to make this a little bit bigger for you. I apologize. A jet is flying over an afterburner. You're going to hear that throughout Las Vegas. So let's go ahead and now describe this before. Why I do it this way? I actually want to be surprised. So I have not looked at these numbers ahead of time. So let's just start off with what's available and we'll compare it against the end of last month. So going by that, we'll just look at actives and we'll look at single family, and there's too many of them. So we're going to have to go into the results and go into the tab data. So right now we have 5,838 single family homes compared to 5,268, which, there's about 600 more. So more homes are coming on the market right now. A lot of, from what I've been reading, a lot of sellers are saying because the interest rates came down, they believe more people are in the market to buy. So what they've started to do, those who don't know, I'm looking down. I have to do TikTok like this. I'm kind of looking at the TikTok folks. I can't find my other tripod to put it over there so I can kind of look at you both at the same time. But I was on a post-kill high, and I'll talk about that later. I talked about it with the TikTok folks before this started. So that's what's going on there. Let's go ahead, look at condos and townhomes. Jet noise, the sound of freedom, if you can hear it. So 1,822, compare that against last month, 644. So I'm just going to go ahead and call it 200. So that's up also, which means our months of inventory is going up. So I'd have to say it's probably about, when the numbers come out, probably about 3.1 months for condos and townhomes, about 2.8 months of inventory, which still makes it a seller's market, but sellers are going to get a little frightened in a minute here because it's like, wait a minute, it's taking a little bit longer to sell my house. Now let's go see what actually sold out there. So we're going to get rid of active here. We're going to go to month of September. Now, look, 486 condos and townhomes sold. Remember, they still technically every listing and everything sale should be in MLS right now because you have the amount of time. You have 2 days to put that in there. So these should come very close to what we're going to end up seeing in the MLS, or at least when this data comes out. So we compare that to 573. So the number of sales are actually down. Now let's go in and look at the results and see what the tab data shows us. So wow. This is surprising. Now, I'm kind of looking at the TikTok folks here because they can't see the screen. The median closed price on the condos and townhomes was $299,500 compared to $292,000. Now, we'd actually have to go back a month or two, and I'll do that for you. But I can tell you right now, that's a new high. So the numbers keep going down for the sales. More units keep coming on the market, but the prices still keep going up. Strange, right? Strange, right? And that's what's happening. The prices just keep going up, and it's absolutely kind of amazing. So we take the average, and it was 305. Let's compare that to the average. It's the same, roughly the same. It's a little bit higher. I mean, not enough to really count. A couple of $100. Now, here's what's surprising. Now, look at these two numbers here. So we have the median days on market and the average days on market. The median is 21 days on market. Average is 35. That is going up. So if you're looking to sell a home, it's going to take you longer to get that home sold because they're actually sticking around on the market more. But your reward may be selling at a higher price. Possible. Now, if you look, the median list price for a home that actually closed was $307,750 compared to that $299,550 off, which means you can continue to offer just a little bit less than the list price. Now, that list price, here's the thing, it can be phony because that's not where people started at. When I go back a little bit later and kind of show you guys, you'll see that a lot of times the list price that you're seeing was not the initial list price. There may have been one or two price cuts. So this is one things you'll see, and it proves it out time and time again. When you start at the right price, you're going to sell faster and for more. So, playing the I want this game will get you much less. Okay. So let's go back and look at single family houses. Come on. Now, when I look at single family houses, 1,796 sold compared against, ouch, 2,131. That is way down. So fewer houses sold in September than the previous month. Let's go here and just look at the results. Look at the tab data. But wow. Again, got a little surprise. The median close price was $479,925. I'm going to call it what it is, $480,000. So we are almost at the highs of the last market. The COVID market, that was a unicorn market. So most people have probably recovered a lot of their value, not all, because housing here is real interesting. Is it doesn't like these median and averages. Like, let's say you had a house at the top of the market that was worth $750, and at the top of the market it was $482 was the top of the market, and you had a house that was worth $482. Well, at the bottom they dropped to about $420. That $750,000 house dropped to maybe $600,000. So right now you've almost recovered on that lower price house, but you may be at 680, 690 on that previous 750 house. And that's a little quirk in our market here. It's the lower ends that drive it. If you look at the people who like bought at the bottom of the market in 2012 and sold at the top, many of those people got 5x their money and more. The folks who, like, let's say had just a really, really nice house and paid, that 750 house, we're going to use that because, you'll see a huge difference between a 480 and a 750 house. That person who bought that, who has a 750 house, may have paid 300. You see, if it had gone up 5x, it would be $1.5 million, but it's not. But the person who sold that 480 house, they probably bought that house for $95,000. So that's why some people made out like bandits. But we're always going to have that greed. Anyway, the average was $599.23 compared to $573,880. I don't really take this much into account. And the reason is we have a lot of multi-million-dollar homes here. Because remember, we have a billionaire's row. I mean, there's a lot of folks who live here who have lots of money. As a matter of fact, Charlie Hustle just died a couple of days ago, Pete Rose. I didn't realize he lived in Vegas. A lot of times when people die, you don't realize they lived in Vegas. Because a lot of people live here because it's close to California. It's, 4-hour drive. And you don't have to pay taxes and you don't have all that crazy stuff that's going on in California. And you could buy, a house that would cost you $3 million in Southern California. That house is that 750 house we talked about. And your taxes are lower and you don't have to pay all this other stuff. So that's one of the reasons a lot of people live here. Okay, so let's see here. Let's get back in here. Just talk about this one real quick. Median days on market 22, average 35. That is going up also. So just be very careful of that. If it just continues to go up, we have a seasonal market. A non-seasonal market here because people are moving here all the time. We have military PCSs. We have people who are just moving here, even in the middle of the winter. For those of you who don't live here, it's very mild. The mountains that surround us are full of snow, and you can go skiing here in Las Vegas in the mountains. But here in the valley, you're rarely going to see snow. So it's really nice for us here. So let's see here. I don't know if anybody, there's like 2 people watching right now live here on TikTok. Or nope. Hey Naz, what's up? If you have a quick question on like something you want me to present, let me know and I'll go in there and take a look at it. Let's see here. So like some of the things, because people have asked this, I'm just going to do it for single family now. So we're going to use that number of, hold on, where is it? Where's my number? 1796. So, you always want people who are going like, hey, I don't want an association fee or I don't want an HOA. So houses without HOA, single family, of those, 500. I'm not going to do the numbers today. Always have people who want gated communities. I'll always say this. Unless it's guard gated, a gated community is bogus because people here, they are impatient as can be. They will just roll up to the gate, wait there, and the person who comes along and has a code or a clicker is just going to let them in because they don't want to sit there and wait. What are they going to do? I'm going to sit here all day. Sometimes in the MLS, for some of the gated communities, the real estate agent will just say, follow someone in. You are paying extra to feel good. Okay, I'm just letting you know. Let's see. So we're talking about gated. So of those, 526 are gated, and that includes guard gated. You usually are pretty good in guard gated, but it's not exactly perfect. And the reason it's not is because there are walls on the outside that the gate guard can't see, and some of them are low. I remember going to this one. I sold a house in this. It's Rancho Estates, and I'm not going to say what the person did, but they're kind of, you can look it up. If I say it too much, then you'll find who they are because they have some notoriety. And we're like looking out over the gate because he was at the street on Rancho, and you could just look out. I mean, it was like this high. My old chubby butt could climb over that wall into his backyard. Yeah, I mean, nah. But if you're climbing over, you're probably not going to be able to like steal anything. I guess a TV or something, but TVs are worthless now. I literally have TVs sitting in my storage. I mean, never opened 65-inch TVs. I've won them in contests and stuff. But they're just sitting there. Maybe one day I'll put them in my office. Okay, so next, let's take a look at something people have asked for. Okay, types of financing, cash. Of those, oh no, that's financing considered. Turn that off. Let's see here. Get sold terms. So cash, I gotta scroll all the way back up. 404 out of that. Conventional, which is going to be the most of them, 831. FHA, 350. Oh, 353. 353rd Squadron. I remember them. They stole our ISUs back when I was at Kadena. Comment ISU below if you're a military type. You know what the heck I'm talking about. 145 for VA loans. Yeah, that's a Special Operations Squadron. MC-130s out of Kadena. Those SOBs. Well, they didn't steal our ISUs. They moved our ISUs from the warehouse that I was in charge of to the street, never put it back so they could get to their stuff. It just left on the street, and the maintenance squadron just came along and stole our ISU. Most hilarious thing. No, it wasn't. Okay, those are the big ones. Now let's get into the news a little bit. So now that you guys can see me here on YouTube and everything. Okay, so we got some proposals out there by the politicians. You know how politicians are. It may or may not happen, but I want my take. So first of all, Harris says she wants to build 3 million houses. That's a noble gesture, except for who's going to build them. They're built by private companies, so I think it's an empty campaign promise. You can say that all day long. But there's no concrete thing that I've seen on how they're going to incentivize the builders to build 3 million houses. Now, Trump says he wants to increase housing by releasing federal lands. What people don't realize is a lot of the federal lands have actually been released. It's just that private industry doesn't like the way they were released. So I'm going to give you an example. And this was going to shock you, especially those people who are thinking housing is about to, fall off a cliff, and they've been thinking that for the entire 13 years I've been doing real estate. I mean, I can literally remember after retiring and showing houses to people, they're $250,000, single story, 2,400 square feet, 4 bedrooms, on a huge lot, maybe 8,000 square foot lot with pools in back, 3% interest rates. These prices are too high. Who can afford to pay $250,000 for a house? Those are the houses that are selling for $700,000 right now. People did that the entire time. Oh, they're going to crash any moment. Oh, they're falling off a cliff. I know special people. They told me there's something about to happen. We are 4 million houses short. 4 million houses. The only way we can get out of this is by building new houses, okay? Building new houses. Here in Las Vegas, if you go look at a map, you'll find that we are surrounded by, you'll say desert. No, we are surrounded by land that is owned by Native American tribes and the federal government. Okay. Well, the federal government is willing to sell land. See, here's the thing. The federal government has gotten smart, and okay, there we go. The federal government has gotten smart. They said, okay, we'll sell the land, but we want fair market value. Right now in the Las Vegas area, fair market value is about $1 million per acre. The housing developers are having a fit because they don't want to pay $1 million per acre, which is what the land is worth. They want the federal government to sell it to them for next to nothing. Well, think about this. If the federal government sells it to you for next to nothing, they may want something for it, like, I don't know, build affordable housing. So let's say they said, you know what, we're going to sell this land, it's worth $1 million. We're going to sell it for $50,000 an acre. Well, those same developers will go, why should the government tell me what to do? So the government's saying, okay, you can buy the land. It's fair market value, $1 million an acre. I actually was at a thing a couple of months ago, and a VP of one of the major builders, he just goes on a tirade. Why should the federal government make money off of this land? If they bought it for $50,000 an acre, sold it to people after building houses, you think they're going to give you back the difference? Or are they going to put it in their pockets? They're putting it in their pockets. That's what they're mad about. They want the federal government to subsidize them. Remember, I'm a capitalist, but don't BS me. So right now, and a lot of people don't realize this who are not in the industry, this is going to blow you away. If they don't get their hands on this land, do you know how much land we have left to build on? If you live here in Vegas, you'll look around and you'll start to see this. You got all these places that in places where you thought nobody would ever build in the middle of the cities, boom, being built up. Right now, unless something changes, and it's going to be based on how fast the builders build, one, and two, how big of a lots they build on. Have you noticed they're building smaller and smaller lots? You know, you get these people coming from the Midwest. I like myself a big plot of land. You ain't getting it. You're going to get this little bitty postage stamp. And that's because they want to continue to build. So right now we have 5 to 8 years of land available. This is, okay, there we go. 5 to 8 years of land available. That is it. And then we become like places in California and LA where people buy houses just to tear them down so they can build another house. This is how bad it really is. So I can't speak about what's going on in Florida. Yes, I know Florida has some issues, and there's a lot of issues, and we'll get into that in another video. But yeah. So the Trump proposal may work if he sells the land, because the builders will just grab that up. But what the state really wants, Lombardo, the governor Lombardo, former sheriff, I don't know. He's kind of doing what the builders want to happen. He wants to exchange state land for this federal land around places like Las Vegas. So we're going to give you this worthless land over here. You just give us a swap, and then we can give it to the builders. I don't know. I have mixed feelings on it. You want my $1 million an acre land, and you want to swap it for land in the middle of nowhere so someone can make a profit. You know, for years we've been talking about the government and how they don't operate like a business, and we need them to operate like a business until they want to operate like a business instead of operating, stupidly like the government normally does. But let's not get into that. So I don't know where Harris is going to come up with 3 million houses. I would love to see that more fleshed out. I'm going to read about it a little bit more, see if I can flesh it out and do a video on it, because we really need to know what the candidates are going to do for us to build housing. Yes, we have, again, Florida. It's the sick man of America right now when it comes to housing. To be honest, this hurricane just made it worse. There are so many people in Florida that are self-insured right now because the insurance is so high. How many of those people got pummeled? I mean, it's sad. It really is. Some of those people may not be able to recover, but, fortunately, the government will be there to bail them out. Yeah, that part's funny. The government will be there to bail them out. And everybody knows that. The next one is she wants to give a $25,000 first-time buyer incentive for people to buy houses. If you spread another 25,000 into the system, will it help a system where we have a shortage of housing or hurt it? My personal opinion is, as a real estate agent, I would love to see all that 25,000 coming away, because I remember one summer a few years back, I made some good money off of a program that gave $25,000 to help people buy houses. It was called Hope Brings You Home. Hope Brings You Home. What was really funny is I would advertise it, and people would be like, "Oh, this just can't be real. Can't be real." And it's like, it's real. It's real. I put like 7 people that summer into houses. It covered their down payment. It covered their closing costs, everything. Just walking into homes for free. Then the Las Vegas Review-Journal did an article on it, and people were like, "Oh, this is real." And guess what? All that money was gone in a couple of days. It had been sitting there, everybody going like, "Oh, this isn't real. This isn't real." Yeah, it was real. But anyway, when everyone knows that this money is there, they're going to be out there and they're going to be bidding up prices of houses. It's probably going to go past the 25,000. So I don't know how it's going to help a first-time buyer who doesn't even have closing costs, who may not have a down payment. Now prices are going to possibly jump up more. I don't see how it helps. So that's just one man's opinion. I don't know, but I don't know. I barely want to get into the other side of the political spectrum where they're saying illegal aliens are, I'm sorry, what am I supposed to politically say this week? I hate having to be politically correct, If I get to my mouse story, you'll see how politically incorrect I am. So, undocumented workers, illegal immigrants, however you want to put them, are not causing the housing crisis. Because first of all, they can't buy houses. unless they have an ITIN, ITEN. And to be honest, illegals don't have ITINs, so they can't buy houses, except for with cash. I have seen some illegals, undocumented workers, buy houses with cash. And usually here in Vegas, if you notice, all of the landscapers are of that. So I'm just saying a lot of them are landscapers. So it's a cash economy. After a while, they build cash and they can buy houses, which still creates issues because many of them are unbanked. So they're not causing any issues. So I'd love to hear your perspective on it because, in the replay, those of you watching the replay, comment below. What do you think? You think $25,000 is going to help, or is it going to make the situation worse? Do you think, releasing federal land is going to help? Because remember, out west, we got a lot of federal land to release. Thing is, how much needs to be released? Out east, they ain't got no federal land to release, so it's not going to do anything. It's only going to help out here in the west. But it's only going to help mainly in places like Idaho, Nevada, Utah. So is that going to really help that much? For Vegas, it could help. If Trump is elected and he releases land around Vegas, we could have, now I feel frightened. We could have housing bill for the next, generation or something. I don't know. I really want a fight, or not a fight, but I really want someone to comment below what they think. So as I wrap it up, I was telling the TikTok audience here, I was late starting this up because I was on a post-kill high. So the TikTok and the Instagram users, I haven't put it on YouTube. I've been running this little series called Mouse Team 6. So call it Mouse Team 6 because what happened is my wife calls me down one day. It's like, she calls me up, you got to come down here. I'm like, what's going on? Hey, when that happens, a mouse jumped through the doggy door and ran into the house. I'm like, oh my God, where'd it go? Well, long stories, short story long. We've been trying to get rid of this damn mouse. He's been taunting us. Nothing we have done. We put out every kind of trap. We put out the glue, the little glue station things. We had the little bait stations. We did the, you ever seen the ones where you put on the 5-gallon bucket and they go up, you put like peanut butter up it and they go up and, they fall down and then you live catch them. He ate all the peanut butter, got to the top, and it's like he was able to balance himself, eat the peanut butter at the back, most of it, and escape multiple times because they had two of those out. The mouse traps, the actual mouse traps, he was tripping them like crazy, never got caught. And one other night, wife calls me down. It's like 3, 4 in the morning. I wake up that early. I don't know why she's up. She's like, the mouse is staring at me. I'm like, what? Come down, the mouse is staring at me. He was on top of the refrigerator, and she's like, he's staring at you. I look up there, and I have to get a step ladder, get up there. And it's like, oh, mouse is staring at me. I tried to poke him with the stick, ran away. I was just hoping to spear him because it was a sharp stick. And I was like, you know what? I'm so sick and tired of him. He's getting on my nerves. Matter of fact, earlier this morning, I was working out on my Nordic Track bike, and he was running around. She calls me up. The mouse is running around. The dog's chasing him like from couch to couch. I'm like, what? And then about 5 minutes later, he climbed the stairs and he rolled in here and ran into my office. I'm like, I don't believe this Joker. That's why I called him Mouse Team 6. And I'm up to about 14 days of everything I'm doing to try to get rid of him. And I just got this. It's a pellet gun, you know, because when he was staring at me, it's like all I had to do was shoot him. But I no longer had a pellet gun or anything. I'm like, man, what can I do? And so I'm sitting here. It's like a half hour before this starts. I hear the trap go off behind the massage chair. I'm like, maybe we got him. I can see something over there. So I go and I see him, but oh man, is he trapped? Like maybe his tail's in there. So when I go grab this, and by the time I get back, it's like he saw the gun and he was so smart. It's like he ran. I'm like, maybe because he ran around the massage chair, but he didn't come out the other side. So I peek around. I'm like, oh, there he is. Now, those you don't know, I'm actually I'm a marksmanship ribbon. I used to love to shoot. Man, I came around there, pow! The only thing he didn't do was give me the satisfaction of death blows. He didn't do like, he just. So I still have him there. My wife gets home. We're going to unceremoniously or ceremoniously drag his butt out. I've been thinking about all kinds of stuff because he pissed me off to the last degree of passivity. I've been looking. You know, you can buy embalming fluid on Amazon. I can get it delivered tomorrow morning. I was thinking about putting them in a jar and putting embalming fluid in and just keeping them around. Just as like, yeah. I've been just sitting. I was just sitting around on my post-kill high thinking about what to do with him. But I'll figure it out. As soon as she gets home, she'll find me wherever my rubber gloves are, and I'll go get him, and I'll figure out what to do him. Because I'm not putting him in the trash or anything like that. He's got to be punished. Maybe I'd like sit him up someplace and just pump him full of lead, because you're not supposed to. I mean, say a BB doesn't work. That's why I had to get a pellet gun. Looks good, doesn't it? I actually thought you had to have red tips. So don't pull that out in front of a cop. You may end up in trouble. Anyway, that's it. I'll tell you what just happened. Live access removed. What the heck? The hell is this? Oh my God. You ain't gonna believe this. I just lost my live access on TikTok for firearms violation. Hold on, let me do this. Hold up. Whoops. Are you kidding me? So wait a minute. So this frightens me. It's monitoring me, and it sees this. It sees me holding this up. And I get it. So let me read this. Violation reasons. Hold on. Firearms, a warning received. You have received a warning for your first violation. The next violation will result in a strike. Tap to find out how this affects your account. Before I tap it, violation reason, firearm and dangerous weapons. TikTok can be a place of that educates people in the responsibilities of ownership of weapons, as well as associated potential for serious harm. Firearms explosives can cause severe, blah, blah, blah. Visit our community guidelines. Take a snapshot of that. Oh, shoot, I'm not going to be able to respond. Account policy. You'll receive a warning for your first violation. Result in a strike. I don't know. Warning, your first violation, if less severe, will result in a warning and provide you with an opportunity to better understand our community guidelines. One or more strikes for repeated violations that are less severe of your account may face a ban for holding up a pellet gun. I held up a pellet gun. These people are ridiculous. Hold up. Your access to live and multi-guests will be restored on October 10th. I can't do this for a week. So if I do the live stream next week, because I can't have one until 6:38 p.m. on October 10th. First of all, I didn't know. So look at this. Your access to mobile gaming will be restored on October 10th at 6:38 p.m. I didn't know TikTok had mobile gaming. Oh my God. Do you agree with the decision? No. Something else. I don't know. Select up to 3. Let's see. Screenshot these. TikTok should allow content like mine. No. Restriction is too strict. Should I? I don't know. My live does not contain content in the notice. I'm going to say this, and maybe if they look at it and see it's a pellet gun, I was talking about how I had to shoot the mouse, which means I now have to be careful of the, because it hasn't published yet. One of the videos is like, they forced me to go buy this. This AI is crazy. I doubt anybody reported me. I'm just going to submit. I don't know if it means anything, and I'm going to appeal. Submit. It's just that it's ridiculous. It was a good live. 377 people watched it, 104 likes. They're getting ridiculous. I held up a pellet gun, talking about how I just had to shoot a mouse. I don't look at TikTok that much, so I have a theory there must not be any pellet guns there, except for the Chinese are allowed to ram fishermen in Philippine waters and aim lasers in their eyes, but whatever. Just dumb crap. Okay, I'm going to end this. Now, I'm done with my post high. If I'm unlucky, I'm going to get banned by YouTube or something. I remember running an ad one time, and it was like in a bar. I mean, no, it was a video. It was a bar, and it swept across the bar. It was age restricted for alcohol. The AI is getting crazy. This was before ChatGPT and stuff. I'm out of here. See y'all later. I don't have any closing remarks. This is dumb.